Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 62. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajnaha. Nechan anukroti ajnaha. Klaibayat kirida mrugo yatha. Klaibayat kirida mrugo yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajnaha. Klaibayat kirida mruga yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nityam anukroti ajna. Kraibya krida mrigo yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajnaha. Klaivya krida mrigo yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaiva. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajna. Nechan krida mrigo yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajna. Klaiva krida mrigo yatha. Mataji. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajna. Klaivyat krida mrigo yatha. Mataji. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajna. Klaivya krida mrigo yatha. Vipralabdho mahishaivam. Sarva prakriti vanchitaha. Nechan anukroti ajna. Klaiva krida mrigo yatha. Vipralabdha. Captivated. Mahishya. By the queen. Evam. Thus. Sarva. All. Prakriti. Existence. Vanchitaha. Being cheated. Naichan. Without desiring. Anukaroti. Used to follow and imitate. Ajnaha. The foolish king. Klaibayat. By force. Kridamurgaha. A pet animal. Yatha. Just like. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. In this way, King Purañjana was captivated by his nice wife and was thus cheated. Indeed, he became cheated in this whole existence in the material world. Even against the poor foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master. Purport. The Vipralabdha is very significant in this verse. Vi means specifically and Pralabdha means obtain. Just to satisfy his desire, the king got the queen and thus he became cheated by material existence. Although he was not willing to do so, he remained a pet animal under the control of material intelligence. Just as a pet monkey dances according to the desire of its masters, the king danced according to the desires of the queen. In Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2, it is said, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktehe. If one associates with a saintly person, a devotee, one's path of liberation becomes clear. But if one associates with a woman or with a person who is too much addicted to a woman, his path of bondage becomes completely clear. On the whole, for a spiritual advancement, one must give up the company of women. This is what is meant by the order of sannyasa, the renounced order. Before taking sannyasa or completely renouncing this material world, one has to practice avoiding illicit sex. Sex life, licit or illicit, is practically the same, but through illicit sex, one becomes more and more captivated. By regulating one's sex life, there is a chance that one may eventually be able to renounce sex or renounce the association of women. If this can be done, advancement in spiritual life comes very easily. How one becomes captivated by the association of one's dear wife is explained in this chapter by Narada Muni. Attraction for one's wife means attraction for material qualities. One who is attracted by material quality of darkness is in the lowest stage of life, whereas one who is attracted by the material quality of goodness is in a better position. Sometimes we see that a person is in the platform of material goodness. He is attracted more or less by the cultivation of knowledge. This is of course a better position, for knowledge gives one the preference to accept devotional service. Unless one comes to the platform of knowledge, the Brahmodbhutma stage, one cannot advance in devotional service. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18.54, Brahmabhuta prasanatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhutleshu mad bhaktin labate param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains a pure devotional service unto me. The platform of knowledge is advantageous because it's a means by which one may come to the stage of devotional service. However, once take a devotional service directly, the knowledge is revealed without separate endeavor. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.7. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojite Jnanati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yat Ahitukam. The devotional service automatically reveals actual knowledge of our material existence. One who is sufficiently intelligent immediately attains the stage of renunciation of so-called society, family and love as well as other things. As long as we are attached to society, family and love of the material world, there is no question of knowledge, nor is there a question of devotional service. By directly taking to devotional service, however, one becomes filled with knowledge and renunciation. In this way, one's life becomes successful. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for the 4th canto, 25th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Description of Characteristics of King Purañjana. Translation again. In this way, King Purañjana was captivated by his nice wife and was thus cheated. Indeed, he became cheated in his whole existence in the material world. Even against that poor foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master. Let's chant Manglasharan. Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapata Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpataruvasya kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'll take the blessings of all the Vaishnavis assembled here. Such a powerful verse and powerful purport by Prabhupada. So here, no one wants to get cheated. When we go to buy, we think so many times we don't want to get cheated, because even we don't want to spend $1 extras. We think that, oh, I will be get cheated if someone is paying. But if you look at this one, Prabhupada is writing 2 times in the translation, cheated. The whole we are getting cheated in this whole material world. So we think that if we go on somewhere and buy something, even if I say $1, we think, oh, see my intelligence, I have done everything. But eventually we are all getting cheated by the material existence. How that is we are getting cheated it? That's a very things which Prabhupada is bringing it up. If you look at here, Vanchitaha is being cheated. Vanchitaha, it's like cheating. Vipralabdha, it's also one kind of a cheating. So it's also very cheating. We are keep on getting cheated by the Prakriti, the material modes. We are just getting completely cheated. Right? So in this verse, if you see, we know King Purañjana story is it's basically allegory, right? The king, woman, it's been said. It's not like just a woman. It's like a one. It's like anything. We have any attachment. That is the cause for the down. It's like we just easily will fall down on that one. That's how the material, all our material desires, right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Gaviraj Goswami says, our material desires are like, it's like a bite of a parasite. It look very simple. It's like a simple mosquito which when it bites, it's okay, it's a mosquito. But when you just scratch, we feel, okay, nice. We keep scratching, then what will do? All our blood is going on. So that is how the one. It looks like very simple, it's okay, it's one of the one, it's fine. But how does it give? It's like it's completely, that's all, it's completely captivating it, right? So if you look at this verse, another one, beautifully if you see here in this verse says, a pet animal, a man will become like a pet animal, right? We don't want to get control. We want to be a controller, right? Everyone wants to be a controller. In the office, we want to control. Home, I don't know, in my olden days and all, the TV used to have a remote. I don't think so. These days, anyone knows it. So whoever have a TV remote in their hand, they are like a controller. So it's like my father, when he goes and keep that remote, it's like we'll fight to take the TV remote. Because you are the controller, you decide who everyone wants to watch anything, right? But here if you see that, but eventually we are controlled. So that's the one thing. In the 10th canto, beautifully Muchakunda says one thing, how our life is. He says about the king will go and then he capture the lots of places, he win, conquer it. He conquer many kings and everything. He sit in a throne, all the kings, captured kings, they'll fall down his feet. So he was such a position, he'll be there, that king. But in the night, when he goes to that Antapura, that capture, he'll be like a pet animal. He'll just crawling and then under the control of the ladies over there. That is what our situation. We think we are the control, but our material desires and everything will just go on it. Right? In the purport, Prabhupada beautifully says that we'll become like a pet monkey, just like a pet animal. It's basically called as a monkey. The monkey will do say that okay, you dance, the monkey will dance, because what, eventually he's going to get a one banana. For that, monkey has to do so many things. So that is how we are being here. So this is the very things, right? So we become like a just like a puppet in the hand. So that means once we just, the Puranjana just followed his all his senses. That means that he lost the control of his own life. That means our senses are controlling us. We don't own anything, right? So generally, if we read Bhagavatam, once we are in the 8th cantos, we know that once we finish 8th cantos, it comes 9th canto. When we start 9th cantos, we will always will be looking, oh, 10th canto is coming, 10th cantos is coming. Generally, I don't know about others, it's like for me, like 9th canto is like when it will finish, but it's like we never think that 9th canto what it is. Basically, we'll enter into 10th canto only. So it's like 8th, then it's a 10th. So, but if you see the 9th canto, there are so many beautiful things are there. We'll take some examples from the 9th canto relevant to this verse. 9th canto is lots and lots to learn. So, the one of the thing is, so how we are basically power, right? So, how power when it is controlled blinds a person, right? Power, when we have the power and then when we have the human desire, how does it control? We know that Brahma had so many sons. One of the son is called Atri, and his son was Soma. Soma is like moon god. So he's a moon god. All the drugs, herbs, everything comes from him. So he's such a powerful person. What happened in a powerful? He was just blinded. What he do when he blinded? When a power blinds us, they don't see anything. What he did? He kidnapped the wife of Brahaspati, Tara. He just kidnapped her. And then what? Brahaspati goes every time just, oh, please return her, please return her. He's blinded by both power and then lust. He was completely blinded. And then what happened? This leads to a fight. Then Brahma has to come and then he has to do it. It's a very simple, we just think that a simple, it's a power, it's like a very easily will blindfold us. That means when in the power, we think we are the great. So that means we just try to do it. Eventually, if you see, then it's a one. It's a big, long story, but that's how. If we look at in this whole one, then the next comes is King Pururava will come. Pururava story is like he saw Urvasi. Urvasi is like heavenly lady. She comes to the earth because she was being cursed or something. She comes to the earth. When he saw, he was completely attracted with Urvasi. So like he don't know how to do. He was like he was just to go behind her and things. And then she gives a few conditions. The condition is, I came with the lamps, 2 lamps. You need to take care of them. They are like my child. He said, okay, I'm the king, I can take care. And then she made two other conditions. You need to give food with ghee. That's okay, I have lots of cows, I can do everything. And then she made another condition, I should not see you without dress in means in a common places, except the relevant place. So that was a condition he put. So then he's like, it's okay, fine. He was like completely blinded and everything. He did not know whether it's a day or night. He was just completely enjoying his senses. That is why he was completely bewildered. You know, material nature will not leave as it is. Then Indra started. He is telling, without Urvasi, this hall doesn't look good. So he wants, Indra needs a Urvasi. Now Urvasi is with King Pururava. They don't know what to do. Then they know. Then they send a people. In the midnight, they first things they kidnap the lambs. When they kidnap the lambs and everything, Urvasi started crying. See, he started, you have been cheated. You are not a king. You are a fool. He was like, come on, how can this thing happen? He got, and that too when he is being scolded criticized by his own dear sweetheart, he just took a sword and then going it. They are waiting for that time. When he come out in the middle of the night, suddenly they have so much powerful. They put so much of lightning. When the lightning comes, they see he is without a dress. Then Urvasi thought, no, I'm not going to stay. I'm going. He was like completely lost. He is just lost. That's how. When we have any attachment, any woman and everything, it will be completely swayed away. Just to go on, right? I'll take one more story in this ninth canto. It's a very popular story, King Yayati, right? So, Sukracharya, we know that Sukracharya is such a powerful Brahman, right? He has a daughter called Devayani. So she had a daughter named Devayani. So she is a friend with the king's daughter. The king's daughter is Sarmishta. So what happened one time king, the daughter and her maid servants, everyone, thousands of them, they went to take a bath in the river. So that time Devayani also joined them. It's like a friendly, they go for a bath and everything. And they're taking a bath, that time Lord Shiva with Parvati, he was crossing. When they saw, oh okay, I need to cover up the dress. That time Sarmishta unknowingly took Devayani's dress and then she just covered it. So Devayani got, how come you can do it? Do you know who am I? Then they started fighting it. She thought, Brahmin, I'm just like a head of one. Your father listens to my father, so I'm the big. And then she was telling, my father is giving all the, without us, you will not eat only. So that means you need to listen. They just started fighting. Then Sharmista just throw her in the well. And then when he and then he goes, means she goes away. And then King Yayati comes and then he sees her and then she just gives her a dress and then do. Long story short, we'll come here. Then what happened? Okay, long story to come to the point. And finally, Yayati married Sharmishta. And then here what happened? Because Sharmishta has so much anger on Devayani. She made us to fall down the one. And then, okay, we know Sukracharya is such a powerful one. And then finally his father agreed. Devayani become a maid servant for her. So she just shows her one. But what happened? King Yayati is so much, he attached to his wife and this one. Devayani becomes pregnant and then Sharmista requests her, she makes pregnant. Long story short, finally what happened? King Yayati has to lose his young age, adult age he need to lose because he has made Sarmishta unhappy by giving a son to Devayani. So that means she has to lose the one. So here the point comes here is when he lose the adult young age, he can't do anything. He cannot gratify his senses. The sense gratification is such a thing. He has to beg his sons to give their young age. So that is how the nature of it. So once we just simply see, when we are blinded by the material desires, all our senses will become basically cheated. That is what it's completely going on. Whether it is like Yayati or it's a Pururava or it is a Soma, any one at any level, it can do it. Right? So this is very common in this current day. If you look at the current day world, you take any, I don't want to name the people, it's like, US president, they are about to lose the presidency because of the scandal, what they had it won. And then there is a very popular golf player. He was just, in a day, he was just smashed away because of he became just collapsed. everything in a second because of his, he couldn't able to control his desire and material one, right? So that's the one thing. So that means like you don't know how to, okay. So here Prabhupada says, so you need to restrict and control. So that means you don't need to get married, you just become one. How do we need to understand this, right? So there was one story told by my senior god brother, Shastrakit Prabhu. There was one person, he went to his Guru Maharaj and then said, Guru Maharaj, give me sannyas. Then his Gurudev will ask it, what is the qualification do you have? You want to get married? He said, Guru Maharaj, when my wife died, I did not shed even a single tear. So I am such a renounce. And his Guru Maharaj said, you are such a fool rascal. Go and get married again. When she have come the tear, you come and ask for the one. When she dies and you have a tear and come. It's not just like, oh, okay, it's like when we initial things, okay, no, 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 no. That's not the one. Vaishnava is not like our austerity should not make us a hard-hearted. Then what is the difference between a Vaishnava and a Mayava? Right? If our austerity and tapas is making us so much hard-hearted, then we are not a Vaishnava. The basics of Vaishnava is what? Paradukha Dukhi. He should able to see the suffering of others suffering as his one, right? So when we try to read these things, we try to see that, oh, okay, I have to be control, I have to be these things, then that's a whole thing wrong. We are just missing the whole essence of it. So we are trying to become like a hard-hearted. That's not we needed. In a hard-hearted, if we do chanting, we cannot do the chanting, right? So that's a very important thing. If you look at the whole 12 Mahajans, more than half of the Mahajans are married couple. It's a Grahastha. How do we really understand it? If you look at in the other way around, if the king Purañjana or maybe take up Yayati or Pururava or anyone, and whereas we say that, oh, okay, read these things, and whereas if you see in other ones, half of the Mahajans, if you see that Lord Shiva is married, then Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali, they all had a Janaka, they all have a family, right? They are not one. In fact, if you see, there are very less number of Mahajans are, means they have went in a non-married kind of one, right? Others are in the Grahastha one. How do you really understand it? That's what the whole thing needs to understand, right? So this is very important thing to really understand because otherwise we lose the plot of here, right? In the 10th canto, it's a very beautiful one. Krishna says, okay, Jarasandha, we know Jarasandha had captured lots of thousands of kings and then he put imprisoned them. And then Krishna made a plan and then we know Bhima fight with him and kill Jarasandha and then Krishna liberates frees them all the kings. During the king, he says very, very important things. So that's a very important thing for us to really understand, these kind of things. Krishna says to that one, the impersonal kings, become completely indifferent to the body and to constantly serving Krishna, to him. So we need to be not like a bodily kind of attachment. It's like if you try to see in that the bodily kind of a nature, that means we are really missing it. We need to have a things. Our body needs certain kind of a thing. We need to do certain kind of operations. We do that one. The body needs a certain kind of thing. It's a basic, right? In second chapter in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna does not say that you have to stop eating, start sleeping. You should not have any recreation. Krishna didn't say that no. He said you do the limited. That is what that one. You have to restricted. You need to restricted one. That is the whole thing. So the problem is what will happen when you try to completely no, any senses. It's a very simple. If you completely no, if you try to too much of restricting it, then what will happen? It's like a same. I don't know how many of you have experience. It's like if you want to take any fasting, okay, just want to control. I will be like waiting till 12 o'clock. When the 12 comes, right, the amount of eat I would have eaten if I have not done fasting will be thrice that amount I would have eaten in during one, right? It's not just like when you do try to control anything, the senses will bite back us very hard. That's a one very important thing. So that's a very thing, right? Lord Brahma says it's a very beautiful verse in the 10th canto. Sthani Sittigata. It's like we don't need to do anything. We just used to be in whatever the wherever it's like I'm a student, I'm a grahastha, and whatever it is, Thane, whichever the position you are, you just do hear the Harikatha. That is enough. You just say that one, right? That's what even Mahaprabhu says that one. You no need to be like anything. You no need to change your ashram. You just whatever the ashram. You just have to do Harikatha. That is what the purification, right? Sometimes when you try to do beyond these things, we just always it will damage it. That's what the one. Here in this purport, Prabhupada beautifully says quite a few things. Let's try to cover here. See here Prabhupada says that one. The way we are just, he says that one, at least better to be in the mode of goodness. When we are trying to be in the material world, at least try to be in the material modes, try to be in the mode of goodness. Because in the mode of goodness, you have something you read or something that gives us some kind of a attraction towards a devotion service. If you don't have any always in the ignorance and passions, we can't really do any bhakti, will not really get it. Prabhupada here is, he did not immediately go into tell you have to do a bhakti, but he's telling at least you be in the mode of goodness if you cannot do any other things. That is the one thing, right? Then Prabhupada, because he's telling, right? And then Prabhupada says, even if not, just do directly devotion service. Then you will get everything of it, right? So here Prabhupada beautifully quotes, when we do Bhakti Yoga, there are two things we get it. One is Jnana and Vairagya. Bhakti Yoga itself gives the both the one, Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, right? So how do we really understand it, right? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says beautifully. So it gets away all the sins. I mean, why we want to have a, once I asked Bhanu Maharaj, why do we do offenses? He said that it's like basically our tendency to enjoy or maybe control. It's like we do offense to some, let's say Vaishnava offense. It's like because we just want to be prove ourselves. We want to be like controlling our tendency to do enjoy other compared to others. Maybe he is getting more appreciation. I'm supposed to get it. That is the one. It's like our whole this one. So he says that all these things on our the sins we accumulated it. That is what it's causing it. So then he says you no need to do anything. The bhakti itself gives get rid of everything. It's not something to get a bhakti. You no need to do anything else. Bhakti itself a purificatory to give us the bhakti. It's a very simple. The same, the path and then destination are both are same. How our destination is you want to do bhakti. How do you do bhakti? By just doing the bhakti. Maybe whatever we are in the state, it's like how much ever it's our bhaktis are impure, it is always lead to that one, right? This is Rupa Goswami beautifully analyzed this one. How do we bhakti? He said that 6 characteristics of bhakti. So in that one, he said it's kleshagni. So that means when you just do the first thing when you come to try to do Krishna consciousness, we see there is a immediate relief kind of one, right? So if initially itself something is very tough, you would have not definitely stayed it or something. Or definitely, I don't know about others. In my initial days, bhaktis are not. It's always have so much of uh, interior motives and everything, even now, right? But the only thing is, the nature is that it just have a kleshagni. It removes all the inauspiciousness. It does remove the use from the material distress. We don't see any distress of it. And then Shubda, it is become more auspiciousness. In a simple sense, how do you really understand? My Gurumraj always says that one. If you do, you can be more active, efficient by just doing a chanting only. It was like initially when we were here, I couldn't able to really understand it. How do we really just simply you can become efficient just by chanting only? Because we have getting a 2 hours for chanting itself is hard. How do we just giving 2 hours? Another 22 hours. I'm becoming going to become a super efficient. It's not one. So because it just removes all our mental thoughts. That means our mind will become calm. So that means we have so much to think, right? So this was the one. One day in Bhagavatam class, there was one Mataji came. I think this was her first Bhagavatam class in the temple. I still remember it. So that Mataji said, someone asked it in the class. Oh, okay, it's it of my first class and things. How do you know? Because my friend she was a devotee. She always tell that one. Okay, that's the reason I came. And then that Mataji said, very beautiful one. She's such a efficient lady. She does whatever I do it in 4 hours. She'll finish in 2 to 2.5 hours. I couldn't really able to understand what is been doing it. Then we can really see that one. It's not something that we may not really see how efficient we are. Others can see after devotee how efficient others can really see it one. It's like sometimes we may think that always once Nityananda Prabhu said that whether we are becoming Krishna consciousness or not, we'll become a guilt consciousness. But the only thing is we may think we have, oh, I have to improve, I have to improve. But how much we have improved, we may not really see. That others can really see that one. That's what when we see in the bhakti, it's like we are keep improving on day by day if you do it properly. That's the one thing. So that's what he's just sees that one. It's like it's give that one. And then even when we do bhakti, we don't really hear on the ultimate level, moksha agruti. They don't even care about the moksha. In our case, we don't some of the so-called happiness when we used to get, we don't these days we don't enjoy whatever we used to enjoy at least 10 years before, not very long, or 5, 6 years before, whatever we used to think that is a happiness, we don't really enjoy. At least these kind of things slowly we see it's getting slowly degrading it. And here he makes it one thing. He's talking about the features. So he put as a sudurlabha. It's very rarely achieved. The whole thing is the bhakti is it's very simple process, but it is very rarely achieved. That is a very important thing because it needs complete determination. Without any determination, we may not really cannot go for a longer duration. That is what it's rarely achieved, right? So means one Radhanath Swami Maharaj says in one of the lecture, we sing like na danam, na janam, na sundarim, but we are always thinking more danam, more janam, more sundarim. So that is how the thing, our thinking are these things, but think na danam, na janam, na sundarim. Yeah, that's the one thing. But we gradually get purified. That's the reason it's a sudurlabha, very rarely achieved. We have to go through the process to get it or purified in the association. That is what the association is very important. Prabhupada here emphasizes very beautifully, right? So we just, if one associates with a woman or a person who is too much addicted to a woman, so he cannot do it. But only thing is if he associates with Mahat Seva, if one associates with a saintly person or a devotee, one's path of liberation becomes dear. It's a sudurlabha. The only thing is our association will do. And then it's like it's a, Rupa Goswami says, he didn't say that Ananda, it's like Sandara Ananda, it's like condensed bliss. It's not just normal happiness. The only thing is it's like very condensed. It says so much of happiness. That's what he says. And then the last he says that Sri Krishna Karshni. This is the one which just attract the Krishna, right? So you just get attracted the Krishna. So that's a very important thing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that one, we can easily know that how we are progressing the bhakti. We just have three barometers. He put a three barometers. One is how much extent of compassion we have for other living entities. That is a one type of barometer. So how much compassion we have for other living entity. So if it's a very simple, right? So initially we do some services because I want to do it. I can prove it. That is like I kind of thing. Second level, what you do is we do some services because it's my duty. I have been asked to do that services. I'm doing it. Then third level, it's like in the compassion. You cannot have a preach or you cannot go for. If you see the stalwart book distributors, they don't have anything to prove. They have done for 50 years, 60 years book distribution. What they have to do, they don't have to. They are already done, right? Once Navina Narada Prabhu says that Buddhiman Prabhu, he says, when I did a book distribution, seeing this, Prabhupada gave his shawl to him, shirt to him. The amount of book distribution, whatever you guys doing, I don't know what he will give for you all. Then he started laughing. So that is the one. Because Navina Narada Prabhu and all, what? He has given more than, I don't know, million books or more than that. How many people given more than million books kind of thing, right? So that's the one. So that's the one. Because they cannot, they do now because of compassion, right? You cannot have any services you cannot do. Maybe at initial stage, people like, oh, I can also prove. I also do it. So next day I'll get a thing. We start here, then we'll go on a duty. But we can't run without we have the compassion. That's what one of the barometer Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Another barometer he says is that our attitude to engage in Vaishnava Seva. What is the attitude we have it, right? So what attitude we have, that is the one. Then the third barometer he says, our attachment to the holy name. So these are the three barometers which Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us. How do we really see in that one, right? So if you see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a family person, right? So the whole important thing is this Purañjana is trying to prove us we get simply cheated. We are always getting cheated. It's not necessary we have to do anything, right? So I'll tell one last story and then we wind up. So as I started, no one likes to get cheated, right? Means Gorgovind Samaraj always gives this one story. Okay, that's a very long story. He gives a one story. There are two ladies goes and hear the Bhagavatam Saptaham. Say they go and one. It's like a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. It's like old lady and young lady. They go to hear from one village to another village. They go to hear the Bhagavata Saptaham. So in that one of the Bhagavata Saptaham, that pravachan person, he said, Ananda Bole Hari Hari. Happily chant Hari Hari. So that is what. So this young lady got it, heard it. And then she chanted Hari Hari Hari. So then the old lady didn't do. One day what happened, they are crossing after attending the class, they are going back to that village. They have to cross the river. When they want to cross the river, while going there was nothing. While coming there was so much flooded. And then this young lady chanted Hari Hari Hari, she just crossed it. And then old lady is asking that mother-in-law, hey, wait, where are you going? Why I'm struggling here? She was that young lady asked it, did you not chant Hari Hari? If you chanted Hari Hari, you can completely, you did not hear? If you chanted Hari Hari, you can cross over the material ocean. What is this small river? You did not chant? Then this old lady started shouting it. What are you talking it? You don't know anything. Then the old lady has been swept away. So Guru and Samraj says very beautifully, both of them has heard the one. One person took it up, another person did not take it up. Because she was simple in the heart, she took the learning. Whereas that old lady is a crooked in the heart. So coming back to that, why I'm telling these stories. So if we think that by being a simple, the Maharaj gives a very beautiful one. Someone gives a chocolate. Okay, my son is now old. Very young, when let's say some 4 years, 5 years boys, they give a chocolate, they'll say thank you, they take it. If someone gives a chocolate to us, we'll be thinking, forget about, okay, we think that, oh, this is not prashadam, we don't know what is the ingredient. But let's say someone gives something halwa, we just think, oh, why he's giving halwa? What he's trying to get from me? We have so many things. We have so much we think that he's trying to cheat us. We try to overthink analysis paralysis. We don't depend on the Krishna. We don't have anything. We just simply we think that he's going to get cheated. He's going to cheat us, but we are bang and bang. He's been cheated every minute, every seconds in our whole life, in our material world. That is what been done. This is what our one. The Prakriti is basically is trying to cheat. The cheat here in the Purañjana is the name of a queen. For someone else, something else, someone, some other desires, but whatever it is, we are just getting cheated. The only way to get rid of is taking the bhakti, where we get that automatically purify us. Right? This is the attachment. Any attachment, it basically binds us. And then once we bind, basically we lose all our independence. So that is how we just do it. So I'll pause here. Any comments, corrections? Any question? Yes, bro. So even I don't have, once you know the answer, let me know. Yeah, so, I mean, even Gorgon Samaraj gives that example. He gives the example of Jadabharata. Jadabharata, they took him, they are going to kill. Jadabharata, he is such a knowledgeable person. He knows what they are trying to do. They are going to kill. He did not oppose or do anything. He just surrendered it. So does it mean that we should not use our knowledge or thing? That is another way, right? So one time what happened, one um, means during Prabhupada time, one person he was just, oh, I surrendered to Krishna, I surrendered to Krishna, so I'll not do anything, everything Krishna will take care, and one. So what happened, he will not fill the gas in his one, they go for a book distribution and everything. So they think, oh, if we stop in middle of one, oh, Krishna wants us to stop now and everything. That's how we just do it. Once they thought it's a too much, they written a letter to Prabhupada. This is what happening. Prabhupada says that one, Krishna has given our mind to intelligence to use that one. So that is what one. So coming back to your question, in our limited one, whatever we can do, we just do it. The only thing is what we can do is it's just pray. That's the only thing we can do, Prabhu. It's not like, it's not completely do it, but the only thing is whatever, how much we can do, pray. Maybe it's like we haven't taken so much time shelter, Krishna. Maybe I just want to take a shelter. Maybe I could have done this thing, that thing, mistakes, but please help me, right? So once I heard it, means Krishna doesn't worry. We haven't taken so much time shelter. If you take one time, that is enough. When Ram went to kill Ravana, he gave even the last day, he gave him a chance. He said, I'm not going to kill you. You look very tired. You come tomorrow, I'll kill you tomorrow. He, that is a time Krishna means Rama has given to the Ram. It's not something that we haven't done. Maybe now if we do for out of 10, we do it once, that is fine. That's how we just go on. So that's how Prabhu. It's not like basically we just try to, wherever the opportunity we take it, wherever we haven't taken, we just pray to the God. Maybe next time we can do it. Yes, Prabhu. Oh, I wish I developed that quality, but yeah. So this is, I think in our temple only someone asked the same question to Swayambhavan Keshav Maharaj. Maharaj says that one, we need to always have a three type of services. One is what we really like, that service we need to have it. Some services which we don't like at all, also we should have it. So that means we can do it. And then there is a certain kind of services, whatever like my seniors they do, say I'll just do it. We need to have these three kind of a thing, then only we'll just do it. Some Prabhu gives a very beautiful example. He gives one example of someone he's very inspired by him. That Prabhu is like a president of the temple and all. In the midnight, he goes and washes the restroom. So you want to do certain kind of a menial services or some kind of a thing so that that will bring one. Because temple president, it's like everyone comes, they'll just keep on appreciating him, right? So you need to have certain kind of things. Probably anyway, you do a lot of book distribution. You get all the things easily. So nothing to do because we get easily corrected and then one. That's all.